Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. It's Dina Moskowitz with CEO of Partner Optimizer, and I'm also the host of Ecosystem Chronicles, which is a global forum all about partner intelligence and partner data, talking to the partnerati of the global economy. And so I'm really excited right now to have this final episode of today at Catalyst 2024 at the Hyatt Regency in Chicago, the Partnership Leaders Annual Conference. And I've got the actual master of ceremonies, the CEO of Partnership Leaders here with me right now, Mathew. And Asher, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show.
Yeah.
It's interesting because as we're talking, there's tons of people around us humming around and doing business together and connecting. And we're talking about a topic, which is, you've got the power of data, and then there's the hugs and chugs, right?
Yep.
And so it's great to have the hugs and chugs, but if you don't have the data underlying to form those correct partnerships worth investing in the first place, the hugs and chugs might be a little bit of a waste of time.
Yeah, totally.
So the forum is here to give us your perspective.
Sure. For one, thank you so much for all the work you're doing in San Diego to build the Partnership Leaders community down there. You've been a really big advocate of us and a friend to me, so thank you so much for your support.
Absolutely.
The topic, and I wish people could see what's happening over here, because there's a number of folks just like roaming around, having conversations. There's very high energy this year, which is incredible. The thing that we've all been discussing over the last a day and a half is we should get out of the hype cycle of partnerships and get to execution. And in my personal experience, the thing that's been really instrumental as I have come up to the ranks is how do you prioritize who to go after, right? And then how do you figure out those target accounts that are ready to buy from you? And that was the problem that I was trying to solve at Demand Matrix, which really informed my thinking around making sure that we have the right messaging for the right accounts at the right time, and then we have partners, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm a big fan of your company, for one, right? But also I'm a big fan of like data-driven go-to-market strategies, because they allow people to stay aligned and focused on what is the customer looking for, who are the partners that can deliver it, and how do you go and build a joint value proposition to deliver that stuff, right? So I think everybody understands that part. The thing that I think that will be interesting over the next 24 months, and it'll separate the advanced partner teams from the emerging partner teams, is the use of propensity modeling and scoring, and like all these advanced forms of using data and insight that direct teams have, right? For example, you can leverage technographic data for accounts and technographic data for project data for your partners to understand which SIs should I be working with that have amazing results for the use cases that my software sells for these customers in the markets that I want to sell. Right?
Exactly.
That data all exists now, right? Like it exists in the form of press releases. It exists in the forms of job roles that people are hiring for. It exists in the forms of announcements that the companies make. So, or fundraising that they do. So, like that.
And
that's
how they
kind of where I'm
represent themselves online, digitally in general.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, you want your partner go-to-market teams to be very focused. So you don't need them to go and spend all their time doing this research, right? That's actually where your company comes in, right? You bring the data to them, give it to data science teams that already exist for direct teams, and then help them build to you a couple of different models. One would be propensity to partner with me, right? The other one could be propensity for me to sell to that partner's end customer. Both of those things, again, similar things exist in direct go-to-market.
Exactly. And now that you have these data-driven, like we have data-driven search algorithms, so as you're able to look at what those partners who are driving revenue and driving success or doing the right things to surround the customer, you look at what matters to them, what makes them a business, what is their core DNA, and then you find those lookalikes. It's a really powerful way to start.
And I would say lookalike is the simplest thing that a company can do, right? Or a partner go-to-market team can do. And if you're not doing it, I think you're losing out.
Oh yeah. It is, well, now that you have tools that can model that,
Yeah.
you are absolutely wasting time if you're having your partnership leaders, your expensive partnership leaders, have to go online and manually sort through or buy cheap lists or wait until big events, because the data is available to be had and you can almost magically find the lookalikes.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, right? Everybody's, at least let's say for the last 18 months or so, the conversation has been, let's make partner teams more revenue oriented. And then what we've done is we've made them more research oriented because they spend a lot of time doing research versus actually trying to get deals done. So
exactly, right.
I would say people should utilize data and actually learn how to utilize data, because that's also a journey, right? Like most of us come from like software or services, and data companies or using data is a very different skill set, and you do need to train yourself. Now, the advent of like OpenAI and like or AI-based technologies will make some of this easier, but you still need to feed your, even let's call it partner-focused LLMs with partner data. And where are you going to get that?
Right. Well, obviously, we're going to help them
Exactly.
get that data. Yeah. Thank you for that plug. I appreciate it. But something else that's interesting that we've been evolving at Partner Optimizer is the idea and the concept of like partner frameworks or partner frames, where we're actually looking at, like look at the world of COSA, right? There's a whole set of partners in the AWS ecosystem called the AWS CPPO market, right? And they all have a certain level of qualification to do business through AWS. Now, how do you figure out which ones are worth your investing in?
Yeah.
How do you, of the 5,000 or so, which ones really are the right ones for you to spend time on?
Yeah.
Well, that's something we now have. We'll put that partner frame into a user account, and you immediately can dive in and research within that set of partners to surface the ones that would matter to you.
Yeah.
And you score them against your ideal partner profile.
The other thing that you could do by using all this stuff is trim down your partners.
Like, oh, no doubt. You can score them.
Totally. So one of the top things that I've heard at this conference this year is we are trimming down partners. And because they're not working, they're not, like, for a variety of reasons, right? But I think it's smart but then you also need the data to make sure that you don't miss out on cutting the wrong partners because you're just not able to service them.
Well, I'll tell you something. There's a conversation around trim down, but the first conversation before that is hygiene. And a lot of partner databases that are within companies that have hundreds to thousands of partners have probably anywhere between 15 and 25% of those partners are actually no longer in existence or redirecting elsewhere. And that's one of those things we do at the very beginning with our customers is we do a cleanup. We do an audit. Well, which of these partners in your CRM and PRM are alive or dead or redirecting, and are they still a partner company? So, let's say we're dropping partners who don't qualify, but first thing, let's find out which ones you even have in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited because the message from this conference is focus relentlessly on execution.
Exactly.
And to do that, you're going to need a new set of tools, because deal registration is just going to cut it, right? You actually need to be very precision oriented in terms of targeting the right partners who have the right customers and making sure the timing is right for both of them.
Yeah.
And using data is going to be a pretty much a weapon for partner teams moving forward.
Yeah. No, it's going to be, right now, it's still a competitive advantage because not many are adopting it.
Yeah.
But in a year or two or three, it's going to be a point of parity.
Yeah.
So if you're not learning the tools, if you're not learning the lingo, if you're not starting to, ingest how to leverage data and partner intelligence of the different types, that your career is going to be challenged to grow.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be a CPO, you need to know all these things, because CROs already know this stuff, or at least the good ones.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, Asher, how's it going here so far?
So it's fantastic, because I guess I would always say it's fantastic.
Of course you would, but
I would just say
the
people are saying it's fantastic because we got content right this year. And that was my promise when I started building this conference, that we would get content right this year, because we have traditionally, or historically, I would say, been able to get the entertainment piece and the networking piece of this conference right, but I think content was lacking, and we curated every single session this year, and this experience that we're all having, and people are very happy with that. So I'm very pleased, and I'm very thankful to the team and to all of you all who supported us in this journey, because this is a community conference, right? This is basically the home of partnerships, which means everybody has to come build it.
Well, I've got to say, I think that you really got your arms around your ideal partner profile,
Yes.
because everyone here is a partner.
Yes, totally.
They're your customer and your partner.
Totally.
But by knowing your ideal partner, you were able to create the right content, which created a better experience. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
You're taking your own medicine. Good. Well, thank you again. And for those of you who haven't been able to make it to the show, we're glad to be able to bring you Asher and to the other Ecosystem Chronicle episodes. And, we're signing out for the rest of the day, and we're going to go have some fun and hugs and chugs with the partners that we're partnering with.
And we'll see you